Let's go, everybody. I'm glad you're joining me this evening. I hope everybody's had a great day and a great week up to this point as we prepare to wrap up the trading week and get into Friday's trading action tomorrow. I've got the game plan. I've got some super cool things in store for you guys in just a very short amount of time. A message that I want everybody to hear out, and I really want to deliver on this one because this is a lesson that's you can't see in the charts, right? I'm going to teach you guys about the broad market aspect and why the broad market that we're working with is what's going to set the conditions for us as swing traders to put position size on. Guys, you're out here, you're trying to find these movers, you've got this big sector, this heat map, and you're like, where do I start? Where do I even start? Well, I'll tell you where to start. You have to always start with the broad market and look at things from a top-down perspective. QQQ and SPY, that's where the money is being stored. There's over $500 billion in each one of these ETFs. So these are the ones that we have to gravitate towards, and we have to start every single trading session and every single market preparation session the exact same and break down the broad market and move from there. SPY, we look like we gapped up today and sold off, but still held that constructive range on SPY. Great rebound off of those lows from yesterday. We snapped back really very quick to testing all-time highs again. And QQQ, we did the same thing. We tested that 630 level. Man, that level's had some, it's been like a rubber band the way we've snapped off that level multiple times. But we've done it in a constructive fashion. Time and time again, we haven't lost shape here off this 630 level. And that's constructive, guys. And you're going to be like, what the hell is this dude showing me here, right? This goofy-ass stick figure fishing in the lake with no fish, right? But guys, this is today's market lesson. Is the market conditions is very similar to the weather when you're fishing. You think our stick man right here is going to have much success reeling in a big one, catching a 7-pound largemouth bass when this sun is beaming and hitting the lake at 100 degrees? You think he's catching shit that day out in the open with no shade, no rain, no wind? Guys, he's fishing in the wrong lake. He's fishing in the wrong climate. He needs to go to a different state or a different country and fish. Because what he doesn't know is all the fish, here they are. They're deep down, right? His line is not long enough to catch a fucking fish. That sun, it's going to keep him from catching fish, right? So he's fishing at the wrong time. He's not going to reel shit in. He's casting a line. He's getting tired out here. And at the end of the day, he's going to come home with an empty stomach because he wasn't able to feed his family. Why is he fishing when the sun's out? That's the same thing with the broad market. Why are you swing trading? Why are you looking for small caps, little fish in the pond when the broad market's in a consistent downtrend? Or the broad market's got these large range candles after a huge death candle that took us down 3%. You're fishing in the wrong lake. But hey, when we see broad market that sets up like this, a little more constructive, we've got tighter range, we've got, clear defined levels. And then, now maybe it's time to cast a line out there and see what we can make happen. And that's why I'm breaking this down and spending more time with you here than I had in December and in November. I wasn't going to go fishing in November or December, guys. But now I've got some looks in the market. I've got ALAB. This is one we've talked about many times here. Semiconductor name. Clear level of 180, above 180. We've got space in the chart up to 200. It's a strong looking shape forming here at the 200 MA, or at the 50 MA, excuse me. We haven't tested the 200 MA. We've got strong constructive shape around the 50 MA. We've bounced hard, and now we're kind of going for that pullback and that shape up to test 180. worthy of a skin in the game position for me, and seeing how this thing can shape up over the next few days. Risk, again, below this 50 MA, you don't want to see the range round trip these last 3 white candles here and break below that 155, 156 from last week. With that being said, a great looking chart here on A-Lab, letting this thing work. ASTS, big winner today, big winner over the last 2 weeks. If you haven't checked this thing, you might want to see what it's doing after hours. Because that 101 break, that 100 break was, it was key, guys. It was a key level, just like we talked about it being. And we broke that $100 level, and the floodgates just came pouring open after hours. We're up like another 7 or 8% after hours. So we'll see where this thing opens up tomorrow. Again, we talked about that blow-off potential of 15 to 20% ramp up in a name like ASTS. Do we get that? I don't know. If it gaps up 8% tomorrow, you got to take some off the table and maybe ride a couple and see what happens. But, great looking chart. Ascending triangle pattern is one you've got to study. You've got to internalize this and remember when it happens again in the market. It's ASTS, take that to the bank. That's a winner. Regardless where it opens up tomorrow, it's already a winner. NBIS, still looking for some more shape of this one. Got to see that 50 MA start to kind of work in our favor here. But maybe some construction between 110 and 95 and build up another base before we round up and retest the high of this swing. Still constructive, but not really immediate action for me. OCGN, what a washout today. This washout with strong volume absolutely keeps this on my radar. Even though it's a biotech and it's not a name that I'll trade, I'm still going to watch this chart just to see what happens here. Maybe if I trade it, I take a tiny little position, a small share, common share position. But nevertheless, the chart is enticing here with this $2 level in play. And FLY, the other small cap I wanted to touch on. Today, candle, nothing doing. Nothing really to note here. Still want more sideways. Still want to see this thing contract a few more days before we look to shape up and break out of this sideways flag pattern and try to fill this gap above the 35. That's the watch list for today. Again, the weather, it's pretty much ripe for swing trading environment. And for that reason, I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive with positions. I'm going to be spending more time. Simply, as a swing trader, I'm going to be spending more time in front of the charts, scanning, fishing, looking for different setups out there because the environment tells me that it's ripe. That's all I got for you guys today. I hope you got some great value out of this lesson. I hope you capitalize on some of these plays this week because, guys, ASTS up over 15% in the last 2 days. We've been all over it. NBIS, let's see if this thing can catch a little move. It looks good, but either way, we caught Intel earlier this week for 8 to 10%. So, no need to be greedy. It's been a great week in the market already. Protect that capital, manage that risk, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.